This story I told at the Cura, the dinner before, the night before the Cura conference. And it's really a story best told in the depths of winter. And it was at the Cura conference, it was in December. So you'll have to forgive me to taking you back to the depths of winter just for a few minutes. And because this story comes from the Koryak people. And the Koryaks are a Siberian indigenous people who live on the Kamchatka Peninsula, which is in the far east of Russia. And one of the other things that you should know about this before I begin is that the Koryaks, in their traditional stories, spirit journeys are very much the norm. And this story involves a spirit journey. And it's about transformation, but in ways that we might not always think about it. So just open up to the story and hear what you need to hear tonight. And the other thing is simply that the Koryaks, their traditional life is very much lived out in the tundra, and hunting and fishing, and this story also reflects that traditional life. And finally, the story in its English version is by Kira Van Dusen, who is a Canadian storyteller. Old woman Kitna lived with her old man and their grown-up daughter, Relinavit. They lived in the village of Kachiga, and near this village there was a wolf pack. It was a large wolf pack, 28 wolves in all. And one day, Relinavit went out onto the tundra, and she never came back. They looked for her everywhere. They looked in the neighboring villages, they looked out in the tundra, but they could not find a trace of her. And they thought that she must have gotten lost, frozen to death, and then covered by snow. No one noticed that on the same day that Relinavit disappeared, so did the wolves. And no one guessed that it was the wolves who had taken her. But her mother, she didn't believe that Relinavit was dead. And every day she watched and she waited for her daughter. She watched and she waited for 3 years. And then that night, she took up her shaman's drum and she began to dance. She began to sing. All night long she danced and she sang and she drummed. And in the morning she said to her husband, "Our daughter Relinavit is not dead. I know where she is. She's living with the wolves up north, up near Telkap. And I am going to get her." "It's a long way," said the old man. "It's too far for you to go. You'll get lost on the tundra." But Kitna said, "No, I won't get lost. I'll find my way." So the old man said, "Then we must prepare supplies for the road." And that's what they did. They prepared supplies, and at first light, Kitna left, walking out in the snow. After she'd gone 100 paces, she turned into a wolf. "Oh," said her husband, "so that is how she plans to travel. Wolves can travel quickly on the snow." And she did. She ran all day, until she saw a reindeer herder's settlement, a little camp. She turned back into her own form, and she walked into the camp. The reindeer herders looked up. "Old woman, where have you come from?" "Where are you going, old woman?" "On foot." "I'm going to Telkap." "Why?" "There's a wolf pack there, and I believe they have my daughter." "It's a long way to Telkap. It's a difficult journey. It's even more difficult on foot. I have plenty of good reindeer. Take some of them." "No," said Kitna. "I feel